content. Advisory services offered through Blackridge Asset Management, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC. Blackridge Asset Management is a separate and independent entity from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. And now, today with Denny, here's Denny Artachi.
Good morning. Another glorious day in South Florida. Folks, it doesn't get much better than this. And my producer actually slept 4.5 hours last night, he says.
No.
Was it? What
no,
was
I
it?
slept more. The other night, I went to bed at like 7:30.
Well, no, but last night. What did you sleep last night?
Last night, I got about 4.5, 5 hours.
That's what I said.
Something like that. I don't know. I don't keep track. I go to bed, I wake up, I go to bed, I wake up. It's just, my whole biological clock is all messed up.
Right. And how many jobs do you have this weekend going?
Let me see. Tomorrow, got a wedding to DJ.
Okay.
Saturday, I got a prom to do. And later today, I have a photo shoot with a baseball team. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty busy.
And 3 kids and a wife.
4 kids.
4 kids, excuse me. 4 kids, a wife, and
a dog.
And a dog.
So you're a little busy then.
Just a tad.
A little bit, right?
But I got time to be here. I wouldn't miss it.
Well, God is so great and gracious. I celebrated my mom's 81st birthday yesterday. I saw that.
Your mom looks great, by the way.
She does. I'm so blessed. Absolutely.
How was that lemon cake?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
See,
I
paid
last
attention.
Night. I said, she was in Puerto Rico for vacation. So, I pick her up. I was going to take her out. She's like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I said, tell you what, Mom, I'll just make you some food. So I made her favorite filet mignon, lobster tail.
Killing me.
Did it all and it was just so unbelievable. Thank you, God. And she does look great. I'm so happy. She takes care of herself. Mm-hmm. She doesn't eat too much. She doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. And now that Trump is no longer in the White House, I think her blood pressure has gone down even more. Wow.
Yeah, my dad's 84. And he is healthy, playing tennis, golf, having a blast.
Unbelievable. So, folks, we are in for a treat today. I have Dr. Candace McCoy as a special guest today. How many years ago was it that I met you at the high school? I don't know. We're going to date ourselves.
I don't know.
6 years ago,
Maybe
whatever.
6? I'm guessing that.
So, you are an interesting, wonderful lady because of the many things you do. Evan, we're talking to someone who was Teacher of the Year in 2010.
Really?
Yeah. Teacher of the Year.
Which county?
She was in Martin County.
Martin County?
Yeah.
Wow.
Teacher of the Year.
Oh, my.
Did they give you a gold watch for that?
I did not get a gold.
She didn't get the Rolex. She didn't get the Rolex.
No Rolex or car. No. They do give out cars now.
She got flowers.
They do give cars?
They were.
Little Matchbox cars, right?
No, the teacher would get a car.
Thanks for 30 years. Now beat it, kid. We're going to hire 2 people with what we were paying you. So you were Teacher of the Year. Now you actually teach at the college, right?
Yes, I teach at Florida Atlantic University.
Awesome. And I want to talk also about your nonprofit organization. What is it called?
It's called the Healing House.
I love the name already. You and I were talking in the green screen room, and man, I said, where's the cameras and the mics? Because we were talking a lot of great stuff. She also teaches yoga, Evan. Okay, so
really,
yes, she teaches yoga. She's into meditation.
Wow.
She's not crazy, which is a plus.
Hope not. She was a teacher.
Right. That's true.
I think everybody has a little crazy in them. Come on.
A little?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm guilty as charged. So, we, especially today, common sense is just going out the window these days. Mm-hmm. And we need to have more meditative conversations with each other. An example of common sense. Yesterday, I'm walking my dog, which actually he's with my mom now. So I'm going down the street and I see this guy walking his dog. He's wearing a mask and he has a mask on the dog.
That's funny.
I mean, has any dog ever gotten COVID from walking outside in the breeze? Have you heard of this?
There has been reports of animals getting COVID.
Really?
Yes, I've actually read it on the newscast. It's true.
So I'm not. Okay.
You're not nuts.
I am nuts because I'm looking at this guy going, wait a minute. He's got a mask and he's outside. There's nobody else within. Okay. Well, So what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the Healing House first?
Sure.
Okay, so tell me about the organization. And
well, I want to thank you for having me on the show
first. My pleasure.
And a big shout out to Martin County, just in general. It's an awesome community. So the Healing House, basically, it's a nonprofit, and I started in 2017 when I started my own self-awareness journey. And basically, the mission is to empower the community with mindfulness and wellness. And we do yoga and meditation. And the idea of the Healing House is that you are your own inner dwelling. I think that's really important to understand, that as human beings, we have the capability of self-healing if we connect to our mind, body, and spirit. And it's just taking that time, like we were talking about previously, to really connect.
Absolutely.
And
see, the problem is most people are looking for external factors to solve their issues. And happiness, as Buddha said, is an inside job.
Absolutely.
It has to start. You know, we were talking in the green screen room, and I know, me personally, this last year to year and a half has been an amazing year in spite of COVID and everything. But it's been because I've been focusing on what I have, not what I don't have. And I know personally, with the struggles through the years, that everybody has it within themselves. If they check their ego and if they're always questioning their perspective, hey, is that really what happened? Or is that just what I was thinking through my learned behaviors? And the fact of the matter is, most people are looking for external factors to solve their problems. And when it comes to, you teach yoga and meditation, and we were talking about it, you know, most people hyperventilate without even knowing it. They take 18 to 20 breaths a minute sometimes, when it should be more like 6 to 8. Isn't that true?
Yes, it is true. That it should be, it's a nice, slow, deep breath.
And it should be from the diaphragm, not an upper chest breathing, correct?
That is correct. You're doing great. Awesome.
But, for guys, it's tough because that means we've got to let our belly loose. And, yeah.
Well, did you know it is Mental Health Awareness Month? So
that's awesome. I think all of America could use that, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens to us, if we kind of deal with it from a positive or a calm perspective, we might be better at solving the issue.
Yeah. I also think that in life, if you really want to live fully, you have to experience every emotion. And sometimes when we feel sad or angry or frustrated, or we feel resentment, we want to push those emotions, or we were taught, like, don't be happy. You only can be happy, or you're supposed to be happy all the time. And so I think to fully live, you fully experience all emotion, ride through the wave. That will also help to understand that. But I think when we start living in with depression or sadness for over a week or so, then we need to get some help.
I cannot believe how much we have in common in just speaking with you in the green room and what we're talking about now. Because when I was sharing with you my personal journey, you were smiling, going, "That's right." That's right. That's what and it's not about being right. I said to you in the green room that I don't care about being right. I like being wrong, because when I'm wrong, I learn something.
Yes.
And it gives me a different perspective. Now, I want to take our first break, because I want to do that. I want to come back here with Dr. Candace McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back with Dr. Candace McCoy. Okay, so in anticipation of our meeting here, I have a gift for you. So this is a book that I wrote called Thoughts to Live By. And I think you're going to find a lot of what we discussed is in that book, because I practice what I preach as best I can, because my whole purpose and goal is to live a happy, peaceful life, not to be the richest, smartest, best looking person on the planet.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And, this topic has always been an interest of mine, because think about it. In the last year, lives have been ruined from this virus alone. Never mind political things and personal things. And so I'm always interested in people who have survived and prospered during this very difficult time. And we talked about this. Unfortunately, education, they're under so much pressure for those damn tests and getting the funding and everything that they don't teach critical thinking. They don't teach how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach mental awareness in many ways. Isn't that true? I mean, you've been a teacher for many years.
I mean, a shout out to the teachers and the principals. I think they try to do it,
yes,
but I
they
think
do.
there's a lot of pressure to get all the standards in for the assessment, and
it's definitely not the teacher's fault or the principal's by any means.
Yeah, there's pressure out
but
there.
They're under so much pressure.
Yes,
they wish they could just get back to teaching.
I know they do, and all the teachers in Martin County School District, they are amazing.
Yes, they are.
I wanted to say that at the District 108 Yoga and Wellness, where it's Michelle Lieberwitz's yoga studio. Shout out to her. We are doing a free yoga class. It's restorative yoga for educators and first responders. Every fourth Wednesday of the month. So there's one on the 26th. And if you're an educator and you're listening to this, or a first responder and you'd like to come, there's no yoga experience required to come. It's completely free. It's an hour. It's from 6 to 7. And the goal is really to shift from where your sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight and flight, to that parasympathetic nervous system, which is just that rest and digest, and really allow your cells to regenerate and restore. It's amazing. So hopefully we'll get some people to come. And I also wanted to talk to you with my dissertation. So my dissertation, talking about tests, so important. It was actually on a lot of what happens is, because of the standardized tests, there's a lot of pressures on the students.
Absolutely.
And when they don't pass the test, they can't graduate with a diploma. So what happens to our society? It impacts our entire global society, because crime goes up. Research has shown. They have more depression, mental illness. And,
And you know what? It's like I said, if they only knew that they had it inside of them to correct a problem. Now, the thing about yoga that's always interested me was first the breath control, and then the other is you're stretching your muscles, right? So it's almost like that's a workout in itself, right? You can just do yoga and not have to do weights.
Yes, you can. I mean, I think balance, if you prefer weights,
I do prefer weights.
Pick what's good for you. I think that's all about your inner dwelling, like finding what's good for you. And yoga is about, bringing a union to the breath and movement, but it's so much more too. It's about, speaking the right words, making the right actions in life, being honest. There's a lot more than off the mat. True yoga is practiced off the mat, not on the mat. Did you know that?
Really? No.
Yeah.
So when you
say,
so it is a lifestyle. So it starts off with the breath, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always with the breath.
So you breathe in slowly, you exhale slowly. The thing about it too is, unfortunately, too many people want a quick answer for everything. They don't want to work at things. And that's just not how life is. Life, in my opinion, is being able to successfully deal with the fact that pretty much 80 to 90% of the time, things don't go the way we wanted them to. And so how do we
speaking to the choir here?
Exactly.
Hello.
So how do you deal with that? That's the whole point. And so, yes, when we're stressed out, when we're anxious, we start breathing faster. Our muscles tense up.
Our cognition goes. Our decision-making process is slower.
And so as a doctor, it's got to be frustrating for them, because when I speak to certain physicians, I have some as clients. They tell me, "Are you kidding me? I can't get my patients to stop smoking and eating chicken wings and pizza most every day, or going to McDonald's." And people, they say that doesn't work. Yes, it does. I'm living proof. I'm down to one small water pill for my blood pressure. At one time, there was 3 medications I was taking. But let me tell you what I was doing differently. I was eating too much and drinking too much and not exercising too much. So can you imagine if a lot of, and the doctors can't do that because, I don't know, most people say, well, I'm not going to do that, so just give me the pill and fix this. And then they deal with the side effects. But wouldn't you say that if most people practiced controlling their breath, their cognitive thought process, ate well and exercised, that a lot of their health issues would go away.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of research on that.
Yeah.
I know that, if you have medical bills, your medical bills would reduce. You'd have a lot less stress, less anxiety, because the impact of stress on your body, that's where we get our physical illness. So think about it. You can have insomnia because you're stressed out, or you even have more aches and pains, or your heart might palpate. The more stress we have, it leads to more heart attacks. So it's really powerful. So using your breath, and if you're out there listening, you can do it now. Just start to take a nice, slow, deep breath in and slow, deep breath out. Even if you're not breathing from your diaphragm, that's okay. Obviously, the ideal part would be doing that, but that slow breath will reduce your blood pressure, allow more oxygen into your body, and just your whole body will harmonize a lot more effectively. It's just great. It's a great thing.
What if you have 6 jobs like Evan here? Do you remember to breathe correctly, Evan?
Yeah.
Do you slow down a little bit? Just
a little.
I think I saw him breathing right now, actually. So I saw him.
He was doing it correctly?
He was doing it.
I told you what the deal is with us guys. If we let our diaphragm relax, we'll be like, dude, look at that beer gut that you're sporting over there. We're like holding it in. Only when the women come around. We're like, did she leave?
No, I'm telling you, just slow, deep breaths will help improve your sleep. So if you're interested in that.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I always ask them, right? So there you go, Evan. You'll sleep more if you breathe slower. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, we could take the breath and look at Olympic, people who are in the Olympics.
Yes.
And they definitely practice.
They practice it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're definitely into it. But I want to talk to you about is what my dissertation was on with this. So they were in high school students who didn't pass, the FSA. They're 11th and 12th graders. And I conducted a self-regulation breath with it. So just a breathing technique. And guess what?
What they passed, they did better.
They did better.
So what is the technique?
I had a control group, that didn't get the breathing method, and then I had students that were actually using the breathing technique for 20 days. And the students that used the breathing technique improved on their from their pre-test to their post-test. So there was a positive correlation to that.
So what's the technique? Go ahead. All listeners are
easy.
dying to hear this.
You guys ready?
Are you all ready to get?
It's from the Heart Math Institute. First of all, I love heart. If you want to Google something, Heart Math Institute is the best. And it's called the Quick Coherent Technique. So super easy, and anybody can do it. And it's free.
Okay.
So guys, you want to improve your health, you want to improve your wellness, you want to reduce your anxiety, just start to breathe slowly. But basically what you do is I
love this. Wait. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Sorry. But no, first you just take a moment and you slow down and take a deep breath in.
Right.
And exhale out. So you become aware of your breath, because we're breathing all the time, but sometimes we're not necessarily aware of it. So awareness is the first step. And then you think of something that brings you joy or you're grateful for. And you take that emotion and you breathe it in slowly and you exhale out, ideally for the count of 3 or the count of 4. Inhale in, 1, 2, 3.
So if you're doing a full circle, you'd be going up to like 6 to 8. So like breathing in, 1, 2, 3, breathing out, 4, 5, 6.
You got it. So,
and again, if you look at it, you're actually taking between 6 to 8 breaths a minute instead of trust me, I've hyperventilated more times than I want to remember in life. And, my breathing has gotten slower since I stopped watching the news because the narratives just start the palpitation process going. And if you want to call in and have a question for Dr. McCoy here, the number here is 220-9788. Maybe she can help you for free. I think you should charge. I think you should. So, but you also teach yoga. How many times of the week that you teach your yoga class?
Well, on Mondays, I have like a beginner's meditation and yoga class.
That would be me.
So
that would be Evan.
For anybody that doesn't have experience or just looking to learn a little bit more and try it out.
And where do you do this?
At the District 108 Yoga and Wellness Studio. It's right across from Wawa. and on US 1 behind the bank.
Well, the Wawa I know is on 76. There's a Wawa on US 1 now?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
they're like the new Starbucks or McDonald's. There's a Wawa everywhere. So where on US 1 by, you say the bank?
McDonald's?
There's only a few banks.
Do you know where the McDonald's
Oh,
is?
of course. Everyone knows where McDonald's is,
Okay,
right?
So it's down that street to the right behind there.
Okay, so you're there on Mondays from 6 to
7.
Didn't you also do yoga on the beach?
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
That's the one I want.
Yoga on
I
the
want to
beach.
do it on the beach.
All right, we do glow yoga.
Glow yoga. Okay. So when do you do that one?
I try to do it every 2 weeks, depending on weather. So
Okay.
you just have to watch the Facebook events on the Healing House. Last
Maybe,
night,
yeah.
I had we had a meditation at the salt spa,
Okay.
the local salt spa. It was
cool.
wonderful. So.
You know, when I was in Los Angeles years ago, in another lifetime, and I played with these famous groups, I used to go to Pacific Palisades, and they had what was called Transcendental Meditation from the yogi. Mm-hmm. And I would go there, and man, you did not have to put something in a pipe and inhale and smoke it. People would go there and meditate, and it'd be like 5,000 people, and it'd be quiet, and it'd be someone talking like this and everything. And we would feel so amazing after that. I miss those days because a lot of actors and famous people went there because they wanted to relax. Mm-hmm. And the problem, I think, is most people, and I talk about it in my book, they don't even dedicate 15 minutes a day to just relaxing and doing nothing and breathing.
Yes.
And I think if most people and folks, I'm only speaking personally what has helped me in my life to be happier and more successful. I have my moments. I'm a flawed man, but I don't care. I work on my flaws. Mm-hmm. I like where I am right now. I don't care where I've been. Yeah. And I can't concern myself of where I'm going to be.
And it starts by beginning, I think.
Yes.
So I always say, just try it out. And if you don't, if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Don't be so hard on yourself,
Right.
And just move forward. Try something else then.
Okay, we're going to take another break, and I'm going to come back with Dr. Candace McCoy on Today with Denny. I had a thought process and it went away. That's what happens when you're sober. That's kind of like what it is. But you know what? A lot of what we're talking about, Candace, is I can call you Candace, not doctor. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Of course.
All right. Just a lot of what we're talking about actually is the mind can only absorb so many things at once. And my personal belief system is think about what you want, not what you don't want. Because if you think about what you don't want, guess what your mind gives you more of? What you don't want.
Yeah, exactly.
If people say, oh, that sounds easy. Well, actually, it is easy. And we talked about it. This doesn't mean, folks, that you're never going to be sad, depressed, angry. You said something earlier that I said, oh, my God, she believes in the same thing I do. You have to have those other emotions to appreciate the good emotions.
Yes.
And so I know that you teach that in your non-for-profit, but I got to tell you, what do you think's going on with the country in general? People are just so stressed out over so many things, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I think the media plays into it, COVID-19.
Yeah.
And also I think the way society has, we haven't really taught people that feeling emotions are okay.
It's normal. That's
yes,
right.
I think
they want to repress it.
Exactly. Stuff it. And so when they feel sad, they're anxious, they're like, I shouldn't feel this way, or if they feel angry,
Right.
you know, and I don't know how I don't think we're taught, I don't think students are taught how to deal with emotions either. So if we start teaching, you know, at a young age,
Yes.
emotional learning, you know, how to prepare for, you know, emotionally, you know, knowing that all emotions are good and experiencing them when they have, and then also really disciplining the mind as well. And that's just where that slow, deep breath and, you know, really
Yes.
focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want. I
Exactly.
firmly believe in
Yeah.
that. And it, you know, science has shown we have neural pathways in our brain. So we live in about 80% habit. So if we wake up every morning, we brush our teeth and we start thinking, oh, it's another day, you know, oh, you know, and
You know, I
don't
think
wanna go
that
to work.
most of us decide the first 10 minutes that we wake up what kind of day we're going to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have a caller on the phone. Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I have a question for Dr. Candace McCoy.
Okay.
Hi, Lisa. How are you today?
I'm doing good. My question for you is, there's so many different types of yoga out there. I really do enjoy yoga. And I was wondering, you know, should you go to a class that you enjoy, or should you go by, you know, what you need and go to that type of yoga? You know, like specifically, there's so many. I'm sure you know more than I do about the different types of yoga. So,
Yeah.
Is that kind of
yeah,
like,
that was
should
my
I
question.
should I eat vegetables or a Big Mac, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know there's vinyasa flow. I think I'm saying it wrong, but
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I just know there's all different types of yoga. I hear about so many. I just wanted to
Well,
get
first,
an expert opinion on that.
Lisa, thanks so much for calling in today. And I think that my advice for you is, you know, first of all, if you're having fun at a yoga class, then continue that one. But it's always good if, you know, if you think that you want to go to yin yoga or restorative, it's always good to try new things and see if that's a fit for you too, because, you know, it's good to reach out and do different things. And you can stick to one thing, but if, you know, there's so many different yoga studios also in Martin
And there are
County.
different types of yoga, right? There's the
Brickham,
calm type, and
hot
then
yoga,
there's
power
the one
yoga.
that I'm going to mess you up when you're out of here. You're going to
Yes.
crawl back to the car.
Yes, exactly.
What is that kind of yoga? That's the one I don't want.
That's the hot power yoga.
The hot power
That's
yoga.
tough for me too. That's tough.
Yeah, it
But
can
it's
be
great.
rough. So, you know, they get you in a. I took a couple of yoga classes, and I was in the wrong one because they had me in these positions, and I'm like, listen, I am not 150 pounds and nimble. Yeah, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Just do it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I can give advice to all the listeners is really, it's about, if you do take a yoga class, it's about listening to your body and your mind and honoring that. So if the instructor is doing something that doesn't feel right, don't do it. You know, you're not there to get injured. It's just really important. And that's the whole purpose of
Exactly.
yoga, is really to connect to yourself. So that vinyasa flow yoga, it might be fun if you attend beach yoga.
Say that 3 times fast. Vinyasa, vinyasa, vinyasa.
But I also suggest, you know, yin yoga, any type of yoga, if it's recommended to you, you know, it's always good to try new things. And who knows, maybe you'll walk out feeling like, oh, I just adore this class. I feel so connected. And, you know, that's just an opportunity. All yoga classes are about experiencing new things, or any type of experience. You're branching out of the different, and it's good to do different, I think.
You know, if you're going to do that heavy stuff, you have to build up to it. You can't just immediately do it.
No, and you should drink lots of water prior to it. So,
Lisa, what else do you have for Dr. McCoy?
I just wanted to say that today was very interesting. Thank you so much for, I mean, like, all about the breath. You know, it's actually very informative talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. And have a blessed day, Lisa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So do you, you know, you're doing all these things. Do you get out much? I mean, I'm doing a Santana tribute show tomorrow at Terra Firmata in Stewart. And if you like that music, I don't know, what kind of music do you like?
I like all music, but
Okay.
I kind of am a country fan.
All right.
I like Christian music a lot.
Well, that's good.
and I like yoga, Indian music a lot. But I would love to go to Terra Firmata. Terra Firmata, Eric Wickstrom is he is the man. So big shout out to him. We do a New Year's Eve meditation there every year.
You do?
He lets us for free.
God.
And people come and we set let go of the old intentions for 2021.
That is so awesome.
Bring
really?
in the new ones for 2002. Yes.
I didn't know.
Burning fire and everything.
I'm going to bust his stones over that. Eric is a great guy. He really is. He'd give you the shirt off his back.
Absolutely. I highly respect him.
When his dad passed away, I sang, because I sing Sinatra music too. Mm-hmm. My late dad was a big Sinatra fan, and I sang for Eric's father's service. I sang My Way because his father was really a pioneer, that magazine and everything. And so, and Terra Firmata is really, I can't describe it. There's no other place like it. It's an outdoor forum, great concert. You can bring your dogs, your food. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone, I don't think I've ever seen a fight there. Now, that's something to say. Mm-hmm. Maybe because they only serve beer and wine and not the hard stuff. But I've never seen a raucous, crazy crowd. It's the atmosphere, right? And, it starts off with the owner and the staff. The staff there is really cool. And they have so many different genres and flavors of music.
Eric's been to a couple of my classes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, I'm definitely going to bust his stones over that.
We're good friends. So, he's done Qigong and
really?
Yes, meditated. And,
oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, it's so important.
So are you going to come to the show tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Friday night.
Yes, it is.
I'm actually finally getting I graduated with my diploma. I'm going to try to make it there, but I have a ceremony.
You just recently graduated.
I graduated in 2019, okay. But the ceremony I'm getting is tomorrow. It's not online. It's at 7:00.
Because of the COVID, it was delayed. Yes.
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
But I can stop by.
Well, I think that's great, and the fact that you have the healing house. Because think about it, a lot of people, you can't buy happiness, you cannot buy health. But you can have it if you work at it. So your non-for-profit, do you know how many members that you have that go to it? I mean,
I feel like I've served over 1,000 people in the community. So
okay.
And like tonight I have a restorative yoga class and it's full. But the goal is really, the idea that breathing is free. And, I'm here to help children and teens and adults, veterans, anybody who's interested. And if you can't afford it, just contact me and I will work with you because your health is important to me. Not only your just the physical well-being, but your mental and spiritual well-being. So if I can help you get started on that path, I would be proud to do that and honored to do that. And
I know, without asking, but I'm going to ask, and I know the answer because the way you speak and think, you're a person of faith, are you not?
I am.
Yes, as I am, as Evan is. And I think that's where it starts, folks. Get out of your own way. Serve a higher power and purpose. Because this world, if you rely on this world or your own personal caca, as I say, you're going to be lost. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be healthy. I mean, I guess you could for a little bit, but it will catch up because worldly things come and go. But having faith and entering to a higher power really keeps me grounded. It's almost like, I don't know, if you're a bank robber, you did it because you thought you were going to get away with it. And you thought it was a great idea. Or some of these people that go on these shooting sprees and they are not people of faith. You don't hear Christians going up in a high tower taking people out because they're mad at their God. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm saying is they all go hand in hand. You see, you have faith. You believe in a higher power. You practice love, forgiveness. Getting one of the chapters in my book, and I've been guilty of it through the years because, I had some ego issues 20 years ago. I was a good looking guy. I don't know what happened. I was involved in some great projects. But when I look back on that, and I look back at maybe the times where I wasn't doing good, it's because I didn't serve a higher power, or my ego did get in the way, or I wasn't practicing love. And in the chapter of the book, my book is how to, you have to get along with others, but first you have to get along with yourself. So if you're not happy with yourself, you don't have a good chance of getting along with other people, because you're going to be defensive. You're going to think that they're pointing a thing. When you think about it, so many people are in bad moods, have nothing to do with us at all. But we internalize it because they're speaking to us. I'm still trying to refine it. Trust me.
It's a work in progress for everybody.
Yes,
always, until our last breath, I think.
Until our last breath. But I don't care about making mistakes. I don't care about being laughed at or being a fool. In fact, I think I'm a fool on purpose sometimes because it's kind of funny, especially on stage. There is no such thing as a wrong note, just a different note.
Oh, well, if I got up and sang a song, I don't know.
You'd have some bad notes?
Definitely.
All right, well, we're going to tell you what, we're going to take another pause, and maybe I'll have you sing when we come back, just to prove my theory. No?
No.
I think her heart rate is just going up right now.
Slow deep breaths, everybody, slow deep breaths.
We'll be back on Today with Denny. All right, we are back. Man, maybe we should bypass the commercials, because we talk about interesting stuff when the commercials are on. Like Evan, I asked Evan, I said, hey, man, when do you think this COVID stuff will be behind us? So Evan's like, I'm thinking around the end of the year. And so tell people about this holiday party that you do every year, Mr. Nine.
I don't want to open it up to the public. It's not open to the public. It's invitation
500
only.
people will show up?
That happened one year. Honestly, we had people coming from like all walks of life over 1 year.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of
all right. So,
disaster.
All right, folks, you can't show up.
Yeah.
Just from anywhere, but talk about what you do every holiday.
We open our house up every year. We've been doing it for like 10 years.
Okay.
The house is all decorated for the holidays. We've got 27 blow-ups. People come from afar to see our setup, and we open it up. We have a full spread of food. We have real bearded Santa Claus for the kids. We have a photographer there that takes pictures with Santa.
Wow.
The kids get to have an intimate visit with Santa. Santa reads a story to them as well. So it's really a good time.
That is
awesome. I didn't grow up with Christmas as a kid, so I'm living vicariously now through the other kids. So that's what my wife and I do every single year, and it's the highlight of the year. And this year we did nothing. We didn't even decorate the house.
Yeah, because of COVID, of course.
No motivation at all. None.
Do you do anything like what? That's tough to beat, right there.
Yeah, that's tough to beat, and that's beautiful.
That is really awesome.
That's such
Look
a
at
gift
this
to our
guy.
community.
Every time I learn more about him, I forget that he was the announcer for WWE or F. Which one was it?
Well, it was WWF back in the day.
He was an announcer for 8 years for wrestlers.
Oh, wow.
You think he's seen a few things?
Yeah, maybe just a few.
What do you do for the holidays? Do you have a tradition that you do?
I mean, I don't really have a tradition,
okay.
Honestly.
I don't either. I just, for the holidays, I try and be grateful and not go into too much debt, because people get caught up on oh my God, I've got to spend thousands of dollars to let people know I love them.
I do actually do something that I think about is I have I work with a retired teacher, and I organize families in Indiantown who don't have a nice, don't have any money, and we have people or families adopt a family in Indiantown every year.
Okay.
And this year, I think we did like 7 families, and we at the high school, actually, a couple of the clubs from the high school adopted families this year. So I collaborate with Martin County High School, and I have a sorority, Alpha Delta Kappa, ADK. It's education sorority.
Okay.
And they adopted a family. So I also feel the same way. As I think I don't really believe in a materialistic Christmas, but for the kids that don't have anything, I think it's so important. But for my kids, it's kind of like they get a little bit, but it's really the idea of just loving everybody every day, and really being appreciative for us being together.
You two have motivated me. I've got to do something this holiday now. Oh, he's showing it. Look at this. That's your house? Wow, dude. How long does it take you to put all that stuff up?
Whole week.
That reminds me of my neighborhood. I live in Jupiter Heights, and everyone, you know what? That's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to decorate my house. I rarely do it. So, but what you two do is just outstanding. And what's that song? What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Amen.
I mean, sheesh, people are so out of control. I just wish that people would really understand that a lot of our leaders and media, they have narratives. They're not talking like we are. Hey, can we all just get along, like that famous quote said? And we need to do more of that as a country. As a country, we really do.
But I think it starts here, and it starts with us.
Yes, it does.
So it starts with everybody listening here, and it starts with just opening your heart and really having that idea that you can change and beginning to change, or using your breath, and then looking at our community if we do more. So it starts just right here with us.
Yes, but it also, we touched upon it before, you have to eat well. You have to exercise. The body without exercise, you're fooling yourself. If you think you're going to have optimal health without it, you're fooling. You don't have to join a gym like I do, or you should go to a yoga class, but even if you just walk for 15 minutes one way and walk back, get into a routine. Because what happens is you'll start feeling better about yourself. Hey, I feel pretty good because I'm exercising, and I'm not eating, my favorite poison is chicken wings and pizza. I keep mentioning it. And it's been a while since I've had it.
Are you going to have it tonight?
I don't think so. I joke about it. And look, here's another topic that, like I say, because I've been in music, alcohol gets in the way of a lot of stuff for optimal health. It's okay to have one or two, but you know what? That's usually you're with a bunch of people, and that's not usually what happens. No one says, okay, we've had our 2 drinks. We're good. Give me water, bartender, for the rest of the night. That's not what happens. It's more like, I'm feeling great. Give me another shot. And so, folks, the other thing is you've got to watch it. I mean, I'm not telling you not to drink, but it's probably a pretty good idea if you did.
Or if you sit all day. I think, if you're in an office all day,
you sit all day.
Just stand up and roll your shoulders back. Look up at the ceiling and look back. Just do a couple shoulder rolls. Go for a little walk down a hallway or get some fresh air. It's so good to go outside just for a minute every 2 hours if you can. That's going to really change your life. It's just little things that you can do, and it will make a big impact on your health and your wellness. So
look at that. This show's a keeper here. We're talking about things that can, kidding aside, this stuff can really impact your life for the better. I'm telling you that I have personally made my life better by practicing these things. I'm not always spot on. Just as recently as Monday, there was someone who said and did some things to me that I wanted to send him to the hospital with multiple contusions, but I started breathing slow and I walked away. And that's as much that I want to elaborate on that topic, but it was a very belligerent person. And so, folks, exercise, drink lots of water, breathe correctly, and listen, control what the heck your mind is feeding it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, turn off the TV unless it's a show like this, but it'll never make it, right?
I don't know.
Gloom and disparity is pretty popular.
It is.
Wait a minute. I've got to tune in. Why? Because it might get worse if I don't. If you don't tune into this show, your life will get worse, folks. And if you don't tune in, you're going to miss out on the impending gloom that's coming.
Yes. Did you know that your body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality? So
yes,
this
correct.
is a powerful thing for everybody to know. And if you go, let's say you have a favorite place that you like to visit, the ocean or the beach or your hometown, you can go there in your mind and generate those feelings.
I think so sociopaths understand that.
True.
I'm almost like jealous of them because oh my God, they can talk themselves into any reality they want. Problem is, most of their realities are really bad, just like narcissists. But it's a testament to how powerful the mind is. And you're right. Mm-hmm. It doesn't know whether it's actually happening. Mm-hmm. Did you ever read that book, Don't Worry and Start Living? I think it was one of those Carnegie books. And he was talking about in the book how people have been dying miserable deaths for years when it just never happened. They would tell the doctors, I know I have a heart issue. I know I have a heart issue. And they would have 30 years of misery because they've imagined it happening. Mm-hmm. And so the switch can be flipped. Hey, I'm doing good. I feel good. I want good things.
Yes, you change your thoughts.
I attract good things. I'm not watching the news 8 hours a day. Do you think it's possible that they could have a happy news channel? It would never work, would it?
No, I don't think it would.
They would shut it down.
Yeah, they would be like, next.
Boring. I always make jokes about it with some of the shows that I record. I said, well, if it doesn't have, murder and bad behavior, it's never going to make it. It can't be a Hollywood movie. It's got to have all those things in there. And people are like, yeah. Maybe subconscious, they go, wow, this person's so screwed up. I have it pretty good compared to them. You think that might be it?
I don't know.
I have to invoke humor, folks. So if you're going to take anything serious about today's show, that is that you have the power to change your life for the better, starting with the breathing, starting with the exercising, the fresh air. Go to Dr. McCoy's yoga class.
Yes.
You said you would let if they don't have the money, you can work something out.
Yes, definitely.
Man.
Contact me. I'll be happy to. And
well, there you go, folks.
You don't have to have any experience either. So I'll find the class that's right for you. And then if my class doesn't work, try another yoga studio. There's plenty out there and that might suit you. So
I think I would pay to bring Eric Wickstrom to your class.
I might get in trouble with him.
Well, no, Eric's a great guy. It's just I know that he has knee joint problems. And, the thing about yoga also, it is really important to stretch every day, isn't it?
It's so beneficial for your posture.
It really is.
It is. It's so good for you. There's numerous
so
benefits.
Can you give me the dummy version of yoga? You can give me some yoga lessons?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I can give you singing lessons. Mm-hmm. This way you can sing a song or two. No?
Sure. I'll take it. I tried to sing a song with my friend one time and it did not go very well. It didn't?
All right.
No, I even recorded
We can barter. I mean, this is not cryptocurrency. This is just old-fashioned. We help each other out. Well, Candace, it's been such a pleasure. You don't know how I've enjoyed this segment because we were talking about topics that really interest me. They really do. As a musician, as a financial, as a person, I love it all. So I thank you. You're welcome to come back anytime.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
We can get an update on it. And I think because of you, Evan's going to sleep more. He's going to practice his slow breathing.
You're going to get 6 hours tonight?
Yep.
All right.
He's going to go for it. Folks, make it a great day. Thanks for tuning in on Today with Denny, and we'll see you next week.